This right here is the secondhand Cade 600 Series 2. My dream is to turn this into a reef tank. I'm gonna dump a bunch of money into it and get awesome at growing corals. This tank is actually the result of a 12-week Reef YouTube series that we filmed, and they decided they no longer want it, so your boy swept in and we've got ourselves a Cade tank. Because it had been running for 12 months, it's in a state. There's a skimmer under there that I'm sure hasn't been cleaned out. The glass has got all sorts of stuff in it. The grates have got like bryopsis growing all through it, but I'm gonna turn this into a beautiful display tank. Watch me do it, follow along. 3, 2, nice. Now, these tanks, if you were to buy them outright from Cade, they're about $2,500. That's just not an option for some people. So buying secondhand is the next best thing. They just come with complications like this. So I'm gonna take you guys through the process of turning a secondhand tank like this into something beautiful through buffing, polishing, grinding, scraping, and getting things less grimy, more showy. Let's do it. Though there was less grinding and buffing, there was a lot of bryopsis and a lot of calcified just reef fish tank stuff on everything, but it's nothing that a good algae scraper and vinegar didn't fix. Though this is condensed down to like, I don't know, 15 seconds, I literally wiped and wiped and wiped for hours, and now we're gonna get started underneath. All right, so the tank we've dragged into place, cleaned everything, not quite everything. We need water to clean the plumbing, but now's the time to put this Scape in the tank. Let's do it. Whoa. Damn, there's definitely, it's good Scape. There's definitely been a lot better Scapes than this. Coral ideas, fish ideas, anything you got for me to help me not harm any of my fish or my corals, let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys. So I finally cleaned out the sump. It was full of all the plumbing, great white skimmer and all sorts of stuff, but it looks all right. Now, don't trust any of the components that you're getting if you're buying a tank secondhand. Check all of the cabling, all of the connections, literally everything, especially when it comes to reef keeping, because there's rusting that can happen and all sorts of damage in different ways that doesn't get picked up. Plus, you've transported your tank from wherever you picked it up from to where you are. This great white skimmer was an awesome bonus. Though it looks nice and clean there, it was absolutely putrid. It had this skim in it that was just disgusting. Anyone that's kept a reef tank knows exactly what I'm talking about. If your tank's going well, that great white skimmer is not looking well. So lighting, we went with the Illumagic X4, unbeatable when it comes to cost effectiveness versus par, depth, and spread of light. Now to fill this tank, we went and got harvested seawater from the store, filled up hundreds and hundreds of liters worth of eskies and pumped it into the sump. And then the tank just sort of filled itself. I turned on the return pump and the pump did the rest. It was so cool. And even though I thought I brought plenty of seawater because we filled up tub after tub after tub, we still came up short. So back to the store. I realized we've done this in reverse because I've got a big bucket of sand right here beneath me that's meant to be underneath our Scape, because we want to have as much available space for our little critters as possible. So we're going to be putting this in after the fact. And if you've ever put sand, especially reef sand, into your tank after the tank's been built, you know how much cloudiness that creates in the water. They shouldn't be labeling reef sand as reef sand. They should be labeling it like powdered milk. That's how bad it is. So, moment of truth. Oh, I can already tell it's so cloudy. Yeah, it looks like it's snowing in there. It's horrible. Look at that. But look how thick that is. She's thick and actually a lot less milky than I thought. We'll come back to this in 12 hours and we'll see how good that sock is done and finish this Scape. Now, we may have missed the 12-hour update. The tank looks amazing. It helps that the sand, I actually rinsed it out like more than 20 times before putting it in the tank, and you guys still saw how cloudy our tank got. The main parts that sort of proved to be an issue in the refurbishment of this tank is, number one was the float valve for the ATO is faulty. So even when the water's up high, it just dumped the entire contents, which is all reverse osmosis water, into the saltwater tank, meaning that my salinity dropped really badly. So that's still something that needs to be properly fixed, but that comes with getting a secondhand tank. And if you can do things like that, you've got the liberty of being able to save yourself a bunch of money and still pick up something as beautiful as this. And the second thing that really was and still is a big fear of mine is there was so much bryopsis, which is like an algae that grows really strong and is really hard to eradicate. You didn't see it in this video as much, but we scrubbed and removed as much of it as possible so that it doesn't become a problem, like it doesn't revive and then somehow infest my tank later on. Other than that though, I'm so excited to build this thing together with you guys. So let me know in the comments below any suggestions for what we should keep in the tank. Anyone with experience with sumps and how I can help filter them any better, please let me know in the comments below as well. And I look forward to building this thing even better with you guys. Catch you on the next video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. See you on the next one.